Okay, so this is my OPSC7312 application for Android. It's a mapping application based on the Mapbox SDK. I've called my application One Direction. This is the application icon here. If I navigate to the application and click on it, it will show the login screen by default, and I'm going to go and register an account for myself. So this information is stored in Firebase authentication, so the email address, the password, and the confirmed password. This information is stored in Firebase authentication, and then the other information such as the full name and the units of measure and also other preferences are stored in Firebase Firestore. So that's the database of Firebase. I'm going to click register, and because it's an asynchronous event, it's going to have a spinner there. Once it's done, a verification email will be sent to the email provided. So if I try and log in here, it will not allow me to log in as I haven't verified the email address yet. So the email account has not been verified. Please check your email inbox for verification link. So I'm going to go into my email. And a new email will be sent to my email account. And it's going to ask me to follow the link to verify the email address. Okay, now it's saying it's verified in the sign. So the account is now able to be signed into. I use the account to sign in. I'm going to go back to the application and I can click login here. And it will allow me into the application. So this is the main screen of the application. It's the map of Mapbox SDK, so it's picked up that the map is available, and also that the location of me is picked up. So the location of the device, it's going to be using GPS to triangulate the coordinates of the user and then overlay that over a map. It also provides a heading. This little triangle, little blue triangle, shows the heading of the user. So if I move the device in a different heading, it'll also show that. So that's useful for when you're traveling or if you want to just show it on the map. And that's pretty much it for the map overview. But if I use gestures to scroll out, I can see more of the screen and I can move around on the map. The first feature I'd like to show is just the refresh map. So I can refresh the map. It'll bring me back to the user's location, and that is, it'll also remove all routes from the map. So if I click on a location, say I want to go to Nova North, if I click here, it'll show the route overlay of the map. It'll also show the distance to the destination from your current location, and it'll also show the duration of time and also the method of transport. But I'm going to close out of this. If I go back to the main menu and click refresh map, it will bring me back to the current location of the user and remove the route. I can do the same thing with the search functionality here, and I can click on, say I want to get a gateway. As you can see, previous searches were there, so it saves last known locations on the search. So I've navigated to Center City and Gateway before, so it shows it and it saves it to the preferences. If I were to add one here, I can go to, say, Florida Road. And this will do the same thing. It will show the route, it will show the traffic overlay. So if I go out of this, it'll show the overlay of the traffic and the route, and it'll also show obviously the distance, time in driving, and all this information at the top. And it will save it here. So as you can see, the last one that I navigated to was Florida Road. Okay, I'm going to click on a location here, say Florida Road, and I'm actually going to start navigation here. So with this, it shows overlay, obviously, it shows the traffic, it shows all the turns, and it also shows, so this is a simulated route at the moment, so I'm not actually navigating to this at the moment.
Continue on Musgrave Road for 2 kilometers.
So as you can hear, those voice prompts are also coming through with the voice overlay for the navigation, so I can mute this or unmute it. I can send a feedback report. For example, I can say the road was actually closed on this route, and the feedback will be sent to the Mapbox SDK. And with that, they can use that information then to reroute people or better navigate people around the city or places that they operate in or that they support. So this at the top here, this road name, I can click on this road name, and as you can see, it obviously shows the route turn. Is in 1.2 kilometers, going to turn right onto the M17. If I click the road name, it will show me all the routes I must take. So I must turn left, and I must go straight, and then I will be at the location. So it just shows you an overview of all the directions, routes, or turns, and all that information that I need in order to get to the location, destination. It shows the distance, the time that is going to be until you reach the destination, so the time left. It shows the distance between where you are and the destination, and it also shows the estimated time of arrival. So currently the time is 4:25, and I'll get there in 5 minutes if I drive at this pace. This is obviously just a simulated route for demonstration purposes, but anyway, that will be accurate when you actually turn that off. And I will turn that off before I submit this application. If I click this little route icon here, it'll bring me to an overview of the route. And behind the M17, you can see there is traffic, and it's picked up Florida Road and kind of the center of it. So if I click recenter here, it'll bring me back to the navigation route and all that. So this is basically the navigation view of the application. But I can get out of this, and I can refresh the map again. And I can go to preferences. I can change my full name here. So I'm just going to put a 1 here just to show it works. Mode of transport, I can change to walking or cycling. Change the preferred units of measure to imperial. And map style, I can change to all these. So I can change it to traffic day, dark, traffic night, light, outdoor, satellite, and satellite streets. I'm going to change it to traffic night and save it. As you can see, the route, the map has changed color. It's changed to a different style. So if I go into these modal pop-ups, you can see that the background has also changed on all of these. So if I go to about and even route history and all that, everything has changed to a darker mode. So at night, it is more easy to view information. Obviously, it's easier on eyes if you have a darker mode. I'm going to change this full name back to Colix. And as you can see, it has saved that, so it did save that, and it repulled it back from the database from the Firebase file store. I'm going to leave this on cycling, and I'm going to leave this and this as it is. Now, as you can see, if I navigate out of here, and if I navigate to Overport, it'll show the distance in miles, obviously the time in minutes and hours, so 0 hours, 9 minutes, and the transit method is cycling, and it works the same with walking. So if I go and search for Gateway, as you can see, it's much longer time there. It's 3 hours, 16 minutes walking. It's detected that this is the average walking speed, obviously, and this is about what it would take to walk to Gateway from Durban. Musgrave area. So this is picked up as 10.33 miles. And if I go to start navigation, it'll show all this information again in miles, and it'll show the correct time, which is about 3 hours, and it'll show in feet and all that. So that's detected that the preferences have updated for the user. If I go out of this, and if I refresh the map again, I can go into route history, which will show a spinner. That's because it's going to be putting all this information from an SQLite database. I've used an SQLite database because Firebase FlyStore does not provide documents over 1 megabyte in size, and I wanted to store the actual GeoJSON route or directions route JSON file. So I've got the date and time of the route. So as you can see, this is the latest one it's walking from 153 St. Thomas Road. So this is correct. This is where we live. To 1 Palm Boulevard, which is correct for Gateway. And that's at 428 30 29. So if I click on this, I'll actually get the GeoJSON, or actually rather the directions route JSON object overlaid on the map. So this is stored in Firebase. This is stored in the SQLite database because it's much larger than 1 megabyte in size. And again, if I go back to route history, I can go to the previous one, which was at 423. So the latest one will come up first, and the second latest obviously will come up second here. If I click on that, it will show that route to Florida Road. And if I were to go to San City, it would navigate me there. And because it's set to walking, it's going to it's not going to use the N3. It's going to avoid highways. So it's going to be much longer, obviously, and it's picked up that it's going to take 119 hours just to walk there. It's taking this other road here through Greytown, so that's picked up that I want to walk there, so I'm not going to be able to walk on the highway. So if I go and start that navigation, it'll show the information here, and again it's a simulated route, so it'll actually go and simulate the route. If I go out of this and refresh the map, or even if I just go to route history, it'll refresh it. And as you can see, the latest one was from 153 St. Thomas Road to San City shopping mall. So as you can see, it's picked up that, and it's picked up the directions route JSON object, and it's pulled that from the database and displayed it over a map overlay. So as you can see at the top here, there's a button to recenter the user. I'm going to click that, so it recenters the user to north, so the map is showing in north direction, and that's it for these histories, route history or trip logs. So it's picked up the route that I took, and it's displayed over the map. And it's also shown obviously the to and from address using the geocoder. So now if I want to share my location with a user, with a person, I can click share my location, and that's going to allow me to enter a cell phone number. So if I just send this to myself, I don't have a SIM card in this device at the moment, so if I just go and click send my location, it's not actually going to send it, but it will allow me just to show this. So it's actually encoded this link, so as you can see, it's not going to send it because it's doesn't have a SIM card in it, but it'll show the user name from Firebase FlyStore has shared the location with you. So if I click on this, it'll bring me to a location on Google Maps, which is the most common, obviously, to use because everyone's got the link, or it'll open in a browser or anything if they have the application, the Google Maps application. So as you can see, it's quite accurate. It's picked up that I'm here, and where it was sent from is quite close to there, so it's accurate. And if I go out of that, I can go to preferences again. If I change this to if I change the name, I can click save. And if I go and share my current location, it'll update it, so it's picked up a new name here. And again, if I send that, it will pick up my location. And it's quite accurate. So that's it for the sharing applications. And so if I move around on the map, it'll pick up the current location of the user. So if I move to a different location, it'll send that location, won't just send the original location. Again, refresh map just refreshes the map. So if there are any changes, then it'll refresh it. If I move away from the map, or rather from the current location, it'll move me back. If I go to root history and go and click on one of these history items, this one was to Johannesburg, it was the walking one to Sun City. If I refresh the map, it will remove that map from the map overlay. I'm going to recenter this again, and I'm going to click on the plus button here. If I go out of the application, and if I go back into the application, as you can see, it's logging in automatically because it's actually saved the user preferences to the shared preferences on the device. So if I actually click log out here, then it will not allow me to go back into it without signing in again. So that's an easy way for users just to not have to keep entering the details. Again, these spinners are displayed because it's an asynchronous event. It's contacting the server every time I have to log in. And again, you can see this is not prompting me for user details. The last functionality obviously is that I can show the about screen. So if I go to about, it just shows information about the application. The version number is 1.29. 29 iterations of this application. And there's a link here. I want to just you follow this link. Up to you. You can click the X there to get out of these modal pop-ups. Preferences, same thing. You can click the X here to get out of it. Share my current application. I can click the X here to cancel this action. And as you can see, this start application is actually disabled by default. So if I try and click this, it will not allow me to navigate to a destination that is not valid, because this is not got a, this hasn't got a destination address. But as soon as I click on location or search for location, I should change the color of the button and allow me to start navigation to location. And that's pretty much it for the application. Root history is the walking one, which has 153 St. Thomas Road to 6 Winter Avenue, Musgrave, Berea. I'm going to refresh the map, go back to preferences. I can delete the history, which will delete all saved trips. And if I go back to trip history or route history, it will say no trips were found because there are no trips anymore. They've been deleted from the SQLite database. If I go back to preferences and click delete account, I can confirm and delete the actual account, the user preferences, and also the root history. If I click confirm here, it'll bring me back to the login screen and show a toast that your account has been deleted. If I try and log in here, it will not allow me to log in because the account has been deleted. So that's pretty much it for the application. I can reset the password, obviously. I can send the email address in here and click confirm. It'll send me an email verification link, and I can use that to reset the password, and then I can log in again with a new password. And that's pretty much all there is to this application for now. And yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching.